This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Let's go ahead and get going. I feel like if Frank jumps in, that'll be fine. Sorry. No hissing, cats. No hissing once the meeting is started. It's not going to work. No hissing. Okay, I just want to make sure no one's waiting to be added. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm going to start the meeting. Welcome, everybody. I am trying this new thing that a different board chair used, which was sort of setting times for on the agenda just to help kind of build in some more structure as far as like keeping that in mind when you're giving your updates and like how much time you need to take or each of these topics take. And I think it's going to help me in the future plan better. If it takes us about 30 minutes or an hour just to run through committee updates, how should we handle other conversations in the new business reports and stuff. So this is just for me to try it out. I've got these little time notes on the agenda, but no pressure in any regard. If take the time that you need to say what you need to say. Great. We've got some non-committee members at this meeting. Does anyone have anything they want to say or add to the agenda here right off at the top? Yeah, Tamara?
Hi, everyone. It's Tamara. Rhymes with camera.
Tamara.
Yep. So I wanted to explain who I was, and I'm sorry, I'm used to my phone, which is on the top, but this is over here. I'm a friend of Kathy's, and she was on plot A12, and her husband got really sick these last few weeks, and she said she really didn't think she could fulfill her obligation to the plot, and could I take over that particular plot for the summer for her. So I've been working on that plot, and I had talked to Mark earlier in the week to say that I would come by the meeting today and just introduce myself to everybody and just let you know what I'm doing out there. So.
Oh my gosh, great. What a great idea. I love that. Thank you for stopping by to say hi.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning more about you, and hopefully I'll get my own plot next year when she's able to again. So
yeah, okay, cool.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and I'll Margie, I can't remember who was CC'd in which emails, but Margie and I were talking about if you want to sign the application with the degree of liability and it has good information on it as well, sign that, bring it to the city. Don't worry about the payment because it's already been paid for. That at least is a document that we can say we know you read.
Okay.
And second to that, I have investigated, or I've started talking to our correspondent, Eva, who's with the city, about what the city really needs from us in terms of a liability document. So that way we can just make a clearer version of that eventually. But for now, go ahead and do that application. And just
sounds good.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Right.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, welcome to the garden.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Margie.
Tamara, just be sure to put a note on the application that the plot has been paid for already.
Okay.
And that you are taking the place of Kathy and Bruce, that you're going to be gardening for them.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Any other questions or agenda items?
Yeah, this is Mark. I just wanted to pop on and say hello. Is this a mandatory meeting for all gardeners or just for the garden committee?
Just the committee.
Okay.
So you can leave.
Then hi. I hope you all have a wonderful meeting.
Yes. They're always open, Mark, if you ever want to just explore the space. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
Oh, Eric. Yeah.
Thank you.
There was the email that, I'm sorry, was it Tamara? Tamara asked, the extra cages, tomato cages that were in the shed, are those up for the taking, or do those belong to somebody?
No, those are community cages.
Okay. Great.
And also, as I said in the email, I've got a couple extra ones in my plot also if you want to take those, because they're just going to be trash at the end of the year anyway. So,
All right. Thank you so much.
Yep, no problem.
Okay.
I will say the tomato cages are a weird, one of the least observed but successful. Everyone shares those every year. They always end up back in the shed or near the shed, clean and great. But yeah, I'm like, love that those succeed and seem to multiply every year.
Okay. I'll make sure to get them back. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Awesome. Oh, and I'm sorry. Do I have do you want to be on the email list for events and things?
Sure. Yeah, I would love that.
Okay.
Well, also, I think whoever's going to garden there regularly should be on the email list because we often send out important notices.
True.
Okay.
True. Okay.
All right.
Will you?
So Sarah, I don't need to take up your time as your group meeting. I'm happy to just send it to you individually after,
great.
if that's okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you
All right.
want to type it here in the chat, whichever, and I'll add it tonight. So.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
And then Margie has it too.
Okay, sounds good.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's move forward then. Last call. Anyone wave a hand if you have something to add? No. Okay, great. So let's move on to the acceptance of the minutes. I move to accept the minutes from what is it? April's meeting.
Hey,
Well, it's May now. No, it's June. Oh my God, Margie, thank you. So I move to accept the May minutes. Does anyone second the motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Wonderful. Okay, great. All right. So the treasurer, oh, I'm just gonna, before I forget, I am gonna pause and write down this email. Okay, great. I love the idea that I can talk and write and process multiple informations at the same time, but I never can do it as successfully as I want to. So sorry about that. Okay, so the treasurer's report, just for the record, Ted was not able to send a officially formatted document for us to approve. So next month, he'll send us the financial reports for May and June, and we can approve them in the July meeting. But just so everyone is aware, his quick review of all the receipts and communications he's got over the course of this month, it looks like all of our spending is like in the realm of what we budgeted for. Nothing is a surprise. Nothing is like going, any weird way. Any questions about that? Awesome. Perfect. So we can move on from that. And operations. Mark, would you like to take the operations report? No.
I wrote Frank after the last meeting. I said, Frank, if you can't make the meeting, let me know what you'd like me to report. But number one, he didn't tell me he wasn't coming to the meeting, and he didn't tell me what was going on with operations. So I can just tell you that, I had made an offer to folks that let me know if you need more equipment of any kind. And Jane had asked for another hose nozzle, and I needed one too. We had defective ones. So I got those, and also a rake. Frank had suggested an additional rake. So those have been ordered. So that's the extent of what's going on in the shed and with regard to that part of operations, but I can't tell you anything else because Frank and I never had that conversation.
Awesome. Well, I'll reach out to Frank and see how he wants to just have a more clear conversation about moving forward with the meetings and his updates and stuff. Yeah. Because I don't mind him sending me or both of us an email that we can just recite at the meeting also.
Yeah, I'd be happy to have probably just a phone conversation with him if it's going to be difficult for him to get to meetings. He's taking care of himself, and that's important.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so we'll talk more about that. Thank you for ordering those tools. If I forgot to email, if it's not too late, if they're, I think the bras, Jesus, the bronze hose nozzle near my plot, which is C3, is also perhaps defective. I can't get water. It was the defect that water isn't like coming out. Like you can't change the, when I twist, the water sprays out the back. It's not coming out the front of the.
I can get another nozzle at Aubuchon's. We're discharging it to Department of Public Works, and then today I brought the receipt over to the clerk, or the clerk's assistant. Maddie is her name, I think, and I did that on behalf of Ted because, as you said, he's out of commission right now. So yeah, just so one hose nozzle. Anything else of anybody here? Give me order now or email it.
Well, thank you. And I hope we can return those, or I'm like, I felt stupid. Like, am I just not knowing how to use this correctly? But.
Well, I noticed in the ones that I just got that they have a little tag that says returnable. So I'm keeping those tags. And if either one of those two turn out not working, then we'll follow what Christina suggested, which is to follow up and reach out to the company.
The nozzle next to my plot, C1, the one that's on the street side, not the one that's on the other side, is also not working properly. It's not, you can't control it on and off. It just wants to be
two
on.
nozzles. Thank you.
And then Eric?
I just had a question about when we get our tools sharpened, where do we get that done?
I took them to Aubuchon last season. I think I did it in the fall.
Okay, I got some personal tools. I was just wondering. It's
yeah, it's great. The it's fairly affordable. It's not expensive. The turnaround time is slow. You drop it off like on Monday, and then he drops them off the following Monday. It's like when he drops off sharpened ones, he picks up the new ones we sharpen. So it's always like a week delay. Stephen?
Flurry is the other place too.
Oh, Flurry. Okay, cool. Great. Awesome. Any other operations cues or comments?
I just wanted to mention that the poison ivy is back in the pump house. So I don't know, do we have some agricultural vinegar in the shed? I think that's what we normally do, is pour some of that over it.
You know, I will go get vinegar because this helped me remember I need to get more contractor bags for the shed. So I'll get vinegar and contractor bags.
Okay.
And we can do that on the workday dump.
Okay. So 20 or 30%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you for that reminder. Perfect. All right. Anything else? Great. All right. So outreach.
Oh, that me? There's not that much to report. I think we only have one person on the waiting list who has a thistle plot and is on the waiting list for a half a plot become available. And I kind of haven't done anything. I've been so busy, but I'm thinking that I should maybe email the community and ask if anybody wants to share, offer up a half a plot, because there might be somebody out there who, would like to do that. It might make it easier. I'm looking for a pen.
Can I ask, or I can wait, but just something that I wanted to maybe ask about is Cheryl's plot. Was Cheryl wanting help with her plot? Which was
Cheryl?
D10 or C10. There was an email that I think you forwarded to me that said she was not going to be able to maintain it in the same way this year.
I sent that email. I have no recollection.
God, I mean, I'm embarrassed. Maybe I got it mixed up.
Oh, it could be me. It could very well be me. There's so much going on in my life. It's hard to keep track of everything.
It does feel like we're all having the garden committee is very affected by a lot of the world right now. It's got me like thank you everyone for doing everything you're doing. But it does feel like everyone's got a lot on their plate.
But
I don't know.
I'll look at my emails and I will get back to you. So
okay, great.
Hang on for a second, or I don't have much else to say, so keep going, and I'll just let you know if I find an email.
Perfect. Great.
Cheryl, you said?
Yeah, but it's with a C. She spells it. I think it's SHERLRYL.
And I sent an email out to the community saying something about that.
Honestly, now, I mean, that's what I thought. I thought. I'm just gonna. Yes, here we go. All right. Hi again, everyone. I just received a forwarded email from Cheryl. I let her know it'll probably be fine if weeds are prevented from sprouting through, and that she could ask another gardener to keep tabs on the plots.
Oh yeah,
Holtman.
okay.
Yeah.
I remember that, but I have her down with a CH, not an SCH.
It's CH, yeah. Sorry, I'm like I literally as I thought I said CH, but my brain I probably was looking at Steve and said the complete wrong thing. But yes, CHERLYL.
She does need some help because she's going to be out of commission for a while. And I sent an email. What?
Do you think that's something that I should just incorporate into monthly work days, or do you feel like we should approach like a couple gardeners in particular?
I thought I sent something out to the community asking. I'm going to look at that now too. Didn't I send something out to the community? Let me see.
It's just to the committee.
I just sent it to the committee?
Yeah.
I think. Why don't I'll ask her.
Okay.
If she would prefer.
Thank you. If you can do that, that would be great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. Any other outreach concerns? Or comments? Great. Margie, are you good if I move on?
Sorry?
Am I good to move on from outreach?
Yeah, I don't have anything else really.
Okay, cool. So let's do the pollinator report.
So the pollinator, 3 new plots. I've put dirt in 2 of them, and we'll get dirt into the 3rd. The old picnic table is kind of blocking my access. I mean, I can't get the wheelbarrow through, so I have to go all the way around. And I tried lifting it just to move it over a bit, and I can't. So the next time I'm there, if I find somebody who's around and maybe can help me, I just need to lift it a little bit out of the way, so it'd be easier to get the wheelbarrow through there.
I can have us move it like, I don't know, very far out of the way on the workday on Saturday, if that.
Well,
okay.
I mean, if it would just move toward the shed about 6 inches, that would be great.
Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Okay. The other thing is, somebody has been digging plants out of the pollinator garden. Which,
oh my God,
yeah,
what?
I'm shocked. So I had 2 Joe Pye weeds there that I was keeping an eye on. And when I was out there today, I saw a big patch of dirt there, and I don't see the Joe Pye weed. So somebody dug it out.
It's not an animal?
No, it was done with a shovel.
Oh,
So if we could just put a note somewhere saying this, nobody should be digging anything out of any plot. And, I'd like the person who dug those out to contact me.
I'll include that in the notes. But I also
Perfect.
want to say that I would not assume that it's a gardener, because that place
Yeah.
is very open to everybody. And
Well-
I've seen people walking around in there. When I say, "Hi, do you have a garden here?" They say, no, we're just looking.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Pye weed at this stage of the summer is like, it's not that big and it's very nondescript looking. So somebody would have to have been thinking, I want Joe Pye weed, and I see it there, and I'm going to take it. So it could be a random person. It just seems very strange to me, period, that somebody would have dug that out of the garden.
Unless they thought, I mean, not that a sign fixes everything, but hopefully on Saturday, I'm hoping we can get people to make signs that say their plot numbers. And then I can make a sign that clearly says, this is the pollinator garden. Because I'm wondering if someone thought like, oh, there's a pollinator plant like growing in this community part of I don't know if they thought they were helping, and like saving some kind of thing. I don't know, but yeah, don't touch that zone sign.
Yeah, but I mean, there's raised beds there, so
Yeah.
clearly and there's flowers blooming. I do have weeds out there, but in amongst there are the perennials that are blooming. So nobody should be thinking, oh, this is abandoned. It's not abandoned.
No. That's so weird.
Karen, remind me what number that is?
It's B. I don't know. B4. I think it's B4.
It's B4.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe you knew offhand.
Hold on,
Is it A4?
It's not B4.
Is it A4?
It's A4. Yeah.
A4. Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Margie, for putting that in the notes.
No problem. It's been a long time since I've done it.
Like with just like 2 meetings, it's like do it all the time. Awesome. Well, I'm sorry that happened, Karen. That sucks.
Yeah.
Do you want any other help at the work day with getting some more of the dirt filled in those beds or anything?
Let's see. Yeah. If so, 2 of the beds, the new ones, you'll see have dirt in them. If you guys want to put some of the soil in the 3rd bed, which is the one closest to that rotting picnic table,
Okay.
that would be fine. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Great.
So I see there's 2, like, I don't know what they are, like a round picnic table and some round little tables there. Are those things that they're upside down?
Yeah,
They're sitting right next.
Table. The
While
red one.
while we take that up on the old business.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna adding it to the agenda now. Cool. Anything any other pollinator report?
No, I have some nice little volunteer seedlings they're growing, and as soon as they get a little bigger, I will pop them over there.
Yay! Oh my God, it looks so nice. I've been admiring it at the garden. It's great.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Awesome. Thanks, Karen. So, volunteer hour reports, nothing there. Just sent out the document to everyone in this past email. Keeping track of people's information there. So governance is maybe a little bit more of an update. Governance met. We had our first meeting. It was so fun, except for parking in Northampton. That was my mistake, not thinking about that. but we wrote down like all the various sort of issues, our internal issues for how we run the garden, like made a massive list and broke it up into projects for us to, and a hierarchy of which projects to start first. I'm realizing I left my notebook with the governance information downstairs. Oh, Mark, go ahead.
Who's on your governance committee?
Oh, yes, that's great. So right now it's me and Karen and Ted and Charlotte. Anyone else, if you want to join the email list, I am just going to grab my notebook so that I can say when our next meeting, next day that we chose to meet is. I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed to lift that downstairs. Just one second. Okay, sorry, great. So the next time we're meeting is going to be June 22nd at 3 o'clock, if anyone's interested in coming. Email me directly so I can put you on the email list. We had a couple locations in mind, one of which was Ted's house. So I don't know where that's going to be at that point. So that location might change. But the first massive project we wanted to work on was how we organize what it means to be on the garden committee. What are expectations for committee members, and how do we manage incidents in between meetings in a way that, like, I don't know, just like feels sustainable or makes sense or has some rules around it. So that's going to be what we're going to talk about on June 22nd. And then in the interest of time, I might not go over super in depth over what we're going to work on next. Does anyone really want to hear that? Or I can save sort of more of the like future projects as they come. Yeah, Margie.
Can you please repeat the date and time? Because
yeah.
Just open to all gardeners. Should I include this?
Yeah, I feel like it's something where it's definitely open to anyone, but I do need it to be a working group, just like anyone can help with the pollinator garden or pollinator plot, but ultimately Karen's the one organizing and putting the time in, and she calls out and whoever shows up helps. But so that's what with governance, like anyone can come, but I need like where I'm setting a momentum and a working group around having time outside our meetings to deal with this stuff. So that way our meetings and our structure in general is just like that much more clear and efficient. And
the date and time, and you meet it. This is
June 22nd at 3. June 22nd at 3. If you want to say in the notes like location TBA, and just email me directly if you want to be like, if whoever wants to be included on the email to for coordinate, for updates on where we're going to meet. And
this is always in person.
This one's in person, yeah. And if you, I'd be fine if you want to even include that what we're going to be focusing on at that meeting is clarifying expectations for committee members and how we manage incidents in between meetings and our expectations for gardeners with how they present us with like a challenge that's happening. Do we say, well, we have to wait until the committee won't discuss it until the first, or, really break down how these things
I
happen.
lost the second thing you said. How we're going to clarify
How we manage
expectations for committee
committee
members,
members
manage
and how we manage incidents or problems in between committee meetings. Yeah.
I thought we knew that.
I want to get it just like more written down, if nothing else, just to be like, this is how it happens. The example that brought this up was discussing with Kathy sort of the logistics of her project and how, you know, we had some expectations set with her, and then we got these emails in between, like in the midst of our between two meetings, and how that was kind of frazzling trying to make these decisions and votes, not in this setting. So yeah, just talking through that stuff basically and deciding our rules on it. Great. Any questions for me about the governance stuff? Any governance people want to say, you know, anything? Awesome. Great. And the compost operations report, there's nothing there yet. There, Jesse has mentioned wanting to maybe pursue heading that project. So if that happens, hopefully Jesse can have some updates on that. Should be great. So old and continuing business, I would like us all to, I think everyone got the email about the mural and some pictures of the examples of Lena's work. Lena is a gardener this year, and in plot C something, D something, I can look it up. And just look it up. I have the technology right here. Might as well. D. No. Yeah, D4. No. God. Where? Did I not write it down?
I'll find it.
Well, if anyone wants to know where Lena's plot is.
I'm about to.
It's D9. It's D9. It's my fault because I didn't write it down at the last workday. So D9.
Oh, that's Julia. That's Julia.
Julia and Lena. Yeah.
Lena? Okay, I don't have Lena in there.
But I would love to move to have Lena begin working on her plans for that mural and to move forward with the production of that mural. Part of this motion does come with the asterisk that her proposed budget would be $100. I feel it's hard to commit to that without Ted here, I guess, but I do think, does anyone have an objection, I guess, to that aspect of this motion? Yeah, Mark.
Well, I think we could put it up to a vote pending the approval by Ted, from a budget.
Okay, perfect.
View.
Okay, great.
All
right.
We'll find the $100. So.
Awesome. Okay, so I move to move forward with Lena's creation of a mural for on the side of the shed, pending Ted's approval of the $100 budget. Does anyone second the motion?
I second it.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. Oh, that's going to be so exciting. She's going to be so excited. Great. And just, I guess, before we do the discussion about the donation garden, let's quickly touch base at the picnic table. Stephen, do you want to talk about that?
Okay. I really, as I've been saying numerous times, I didn't want our season to start off without having a picnic table. So I found one on Craigslist, and Mark, I don't like Hammer. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's got the pickup truck that we now have use of. picked it up and brought it over. It was a rainy day, so there were some bolts that would that fit in the table. So, and Mark will know what he did with those. So, in order to assemble it, we need those bolts. Karen, to your point about those are benches. It's a round table, and they're round benches.
Okay.
So, and I'm donating it. So there's
Oh my
no
gosh,
cost.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, there was a thought about, in terms of its placement, Mark had an idea about that I think he said to you, Sarah. But
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. He brought it up to be maybe on the thistle area, so that way it's not an it's been hard to weed whack around the present picnic table, and so this would help prevent that from being an issue again. I like that idea. We can try it. Also, I can have you said the bolts. All right, but yeah, go ahead and set it up over there. This workday, hopefully that all of that thistle will be mulched and finished in a way that makes it great for you guys to set up over there. Is okay, I guess, with the current picnic table, if I have a bunch of us move it, should I just have us move it to closer to the curb? Should I correspond with Mark about taking it to the dump? What are the
Is it totally rotten? I mean, we could move that also over to a thistle mulched area. And, you know, part of it might, like if we have a potluck, if part of it is still not rotten, it'd be a place where we could put the dishes.
Yes, good idea, Karen. Yeah, we can make some use of that. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's perfect. I'll have us move it over there then.
Yeah, and that'll make it so much easier to clear all the weeds in that little corner there.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Okay, cool. Amazing. Stephen, thank you. That was such a fun email to get. I'm so glad and the pictures of you guys are just awesome.
Yeah. So maybe Sarah, you might want to just get in contact with Mark and see if he's coming to the. I can't do the work party this weekend. So, but it'd be nice to take care of it and have it all set up.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Great. Okay, I will. I should have asked him that before he left this meeting. I should have told him it's mandatory for you because we got to talk about the picnic table. Okay, cool. All right. Any other questions about that before we move on? Great. This is so awesome. Oh, yeah.
So, last year there was a lucite table out there. Is that still around?
Yes, I think it's by the shed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
So, I mean, you know, if we could maybe just group the tables out there so that if we have some kind of an event, you know, the tables are in place and ones that are good for putting plates on or bowls on of food, we could do that. And then if the others are good for other things, people could bring lawn chairs and sit around the other ones.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, that makes total sense. Perfect. Yeah. Great. And if I don't know why for some reason this doesn't work out, we'll talk about it again, but I think it'll be, have a nice buffet line and the thistle pods. Great. Okay, so the big thing for us to talk about tonight is to make some decisions about the donation garden and what we want it to look like this year. Does anyone, I guess to review our discussion from the past was, you know, do we want to have people be allowed to have, like, I think we mentioned grow bags in their plots that are dedicated to donation produce? that Stephen could just go pick, or that some community member who's in charge of the donations would just go pick from, or a sign for people to be able to post next to plants they want harvested for donation. I think was discussion about if we want someone else to lead this project, etc. Any updates there? Stephen, I don't know if you've had some time to think about like how much of this you want to take on this year, if you're still like what your thoughts and feelings are.
Well, my thoughts basically, I'm happy to do the bringing it to the community center. There will be times that I'll be away and I will, bring it to your attention so we can find a backup for that. The one thing that I'm happy to harvest if we do exactly what you're suggesting, that we have some clearly identifiable growth bags, and I can periodically check and deliver in addition to what's in the chest, the cooler, to the community center. I'm not willing to. I can't really. And Mark has done this over the years too. I can't participate in the growing of a donation garden.
Yeah.
I just don't have the wherewithal right now.
Ignore my cat.
I see her.
I think that makes sense. Is anyone do you feel like it would be helpful to have a sign? Or like a few signs in the shed that are designated for people to grab and put next, or is that kind of an unnecessary step? Should we just stress to people that they need to be putting donations in the cooler? I think at the beginning of the season there was an urgency, or like the hope is that we'd be able to like motivate people to donate a lot or as much as they can, so there's no food waste, to the community center. I don't know if we need to be like working towards emphasizing that to the gardeners, or if we think kind of having it be more casual, just reminders and emails is the way. Well, if people don't feel strongly about this, I think we could just leave it in the current system and have email reminders that donations for the community center need to go to the cooler, which will probably start here not for another month of harvestable produce. And then if we're not getting enough donations that way, move towards making signs to designate like this needs to be harvested, and making it as easy as possible for people to communicate with Stephen. I'm too overwhelmed to pick it myself, but please go harvest it. Kind of vibe, I guess. Karen?
Since we have a whole month, maybe in this letter that we send out summarizing this meeting, we could mention it to all the gardeners again. If somebody is interested in contributing toward organizing this, I mean, there's time for somebody to think, maybe I'd like to be working on this. And then it would be, again, people contacting that person saying, I've put stuff in the cooler, or just, I don't know how it works. But we have a month, so as people get going, maybe somebody would want to participate more.
Yeah, I think that's true. I guess, Margie, if you want to emphasize, like, if anyone's interested in the donation garden aspect of the community garden, to reach out to you. Should I say to reach out to you, Stephen, and you guys can?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay,
And typically, while I do it on Mondays, doesn't have to be a Monday either. And Wednesdays are the other day that they tend to, the community center has their early morning distribution. So that's okay too with me. If someone said, I'll have it ready on Wednesday morning.
All right, awesome. Okay, any other And our final notes about the donation garden for this year. Great. Awesome. So I'm just gonna move on to talk about the workday briefly and make sure there's anything y'all want done that I don't already have on the plan. So Margie brought up that there's a bunch of ivy growing in the wood chips, making them hard to use. So I'm gonna have some people stay on top of that, pulling the ivy and getting it maintained. There is going to be all the sign making supplies and paint so people can work on their signs. We're going to move the picnic table and maybe the disassembled new picnic table, all of it to the thistle area out of the grass. So that way that area can be mowed. We're going to move topsoil into the third pollinator bed and finish mulching the thistle plots. Margie, do you mind adding to the agenda to the notes to say if anyone has cardboard to bring it to the workday? And then you also have your hand up. So
is there a rain date?
yeah, I'm thinking the rain date, and I just want to check here because they keep moving the forecast to sometimes ending. Oh, now it's right through. It's so annoying. They keep moving it to be like it'll end at 8, and now it's like it's gonna rain the whole time. I guess I was tempted to just have the rain date be on the following Saturday, the 14th. That is cultural chaos though in Easthampton.
Yeah.
So I could just move it to the afternoon.
In the morning, cultural chaos. Does that start early? I don't remember what time it starts.
I think you're right. It's like noon. Is that what you said?
It's noon. Noon.
Okay. So yeah, I could just move it to next week from 10 to noon. So why don't I do that? The rain date, June 14th. 10 to noon. Awesome. Great. Oh, I'm excited. It's such a great garden crew this year and every year. I feel like we say that, but it is really fun. All the new gardeners. Anything else that we want to touch base on? I'm loving how efficient this meeting is. I can also, if anyone has something they really don't want to talk about now, but they really want to make sure we talk about next time. Cool. Okay, great. So the next meeting is July 3rd.
I thought we changed that.
We changed it last year when the meeting fell on the 4th of July. So we can do that again.
No, what 4th is a Friday. Oh, okay. 4th is a Friday.
Mm-hmm. Is July 3rd okay for people? I mean, it is tough because it's like right by the holiday. Anyone opposed to meeting on July 3rd in this space? No? Okay. So we'll stick with that so you can make it. And that's at 7 o'clock over Google video meet thing. Awesome. Well, I move to adjourn the meeting. Anyone second?
Wow, this is all my record here.
I know. I'm so proud of us. I'm like, can't even believe it.
Proud of you for making it move along.
I mean, I'm just none of us have anything to say today.
I have one other thing.
Oh, good. Yeah, Stephen.
I'm sorry, to harp on this. Just watch the ticks. This is really bad ticks.
No, I did too. Thank you for bringing that up. I meant to say something. I had like 4 on me the other day. It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, tick. They're everywhere. They're out there. Awesome. Okay, great. So I move to adjourn the meeting. Does anyone second the motion?
I second.
Great. All in favor? Aye. Great. So excited. See everyone soon out in the garden.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.